Hey everyone, this is Logan Wahlberg. I'm doing my video 2 for this class. Learned a lot this week through the module and just very excited, to share what I have learned. Um, the first thing that stood out to me that I knew and recognized the most was the antecedent-based intervention. That's where you kind of just you know um, trying to avoid certain situations before they happen. Knowing that, hey, Johnny and Noah don't work good together. Okay, well, we're not going to put them in the same group because every time we do, a fight happens. Or Johnny and Max, they say they're best friends, but every time we have them work together, it just never works out. Well, then we just don't put them together in the same group. Certain things like that. I like to do a lot of group work and space up my groups, and even work areas, so we get more one-on-one time with our aides and teachers. And I make sure that my classroom is set up to where my groups do not look at each other. They're kind of set off in their own ways. And this is something that takes time. We're not going to know obviously the first day that these things are going to be put in place. Um, we just got to work it out and meet with the aides, go over it, talk about what works best for us in our classrooms. And that's kind of just the way I view that, and um, I try my best, to set the classroom up to where it's successful. And one of the most important things is being open to change. I think that if we're setting our ways on this is how I want to do it, and this is how it's going to be. The classroom's going to be set up like this, and we're not changing it. It's going to be very tough with our students of ASD. It's really tough. So being open to change is very important. The other thing that stood out to me that I know well is prompting. I was an aide before I was a teacher, and that's kind of your everyday job is to prompt. So this, can be prompting to go to the bathroom, not just letting them get up and grab the pass and leave. We want to get words out of them. We want them to ask. We want them to use use their words, and um, just prompting them because they'll want to have us do everything for them. Our students of ASD, they don't want to express themselves. A lot of time they want to stay to themselves. So just prompting them and getting them to do more is what will help them be more successful. One thing that I want to get better at, and it makes complete sense, and I didn't really think of it much before, was the modeling. Um, I didn't know too much about it, but it makes sense. You model something for a student, they're gonna know it better. Um, they're gonna have a better way of doing things and learning how to do it, and they don't have that excuse of, oh, well, I didn't know how to do it. You never showed me. And what we need to realize as teachers is the things that we think they don't know. And I think I learned this a lot in basketball. Coaching basketball. I expect my kids to know certain things, and they just don't know it. I'm like, how do they not know it? And just going back to the basics of showing them, modeling them, walking them through it, and that's what really helps them out. And we need that in school as well as a teacher. So just modeling it, showing them the behavior that we want them to be doing, and a certain situation occurs, showing how maybe we would have wanted them to react. Just going over that with them is important. And the other thing that was really cool too is the video modeling. It's very similar, but it's through video and having it shown on a screen. And I think this is an advantage that we have to take of our kids with ASD. They love their videos, they love their games, and sometimes it frustrates us as teachers, like, oh, they're always on their phone, they're always on their video games, they're worrying about that, they want to watch their shows. Well, we got to use that to our advantage and show that, hey, this is a model behavior and this is a video. Just having that video on and someone else speaking draws their attention to it and makes them remember things. And I can't tell you how many times now that it reminds me about, like, okay, I can totally, these guys are always talking about video scenes and all that. Well, now if we want them to react in a way, they can go back to that video. Oh, remember in this video, this the guy was supposed to act this way, and that sticks with them, and we got to really use that. On the section number 8, the faced autism, the thing that really stood out to me is just the relationship built with the student, um, making it a positive environment for our students. These kids are going to spend more time in our classroom than they're going to spend it at home, and we need to make it a place that they enjoy and they love, and they are excited about coming to, and not a place that they dread. And that's just making it positive. If it's just getting an answer right, giving them a high five or a knuckles, or just a smile, and finding the positives in anything. No matter what we do, there's going to be some type of positive out of it, and we just got to find that with these kids, and let them know that certain things aren't acceptable. But hey, we did see this that was good, or we got to just make them feel accomplished in our classroom. And it doesn't have to be every time, but they need to know when they do something good. The other thing that stood out to me was just the relationships with the families, and knowing that these parents, a lot of the times, they have no idea what's going on. They're not really involved, and our job is to make them get involved, help them out, hold meetings at the school, certain days, have them come in to do station work and all of that. One thing that I suggest is, like I said, having them come in. I'll have these IEP meetings with parents, and I'll go over how I've seen this improvement in the students' behavior, and they'll let me know that they don't see that at home. And I just think, what I always tell them is, okay, we'll come in and watch how we handle that in our class. Watch how we do this. And it doesn't bother me that they come in. However long they want to come is fine with me. But making it accessible for them to learn um, can really help them out. And also just going over with the what the student is, really awarded, what they have, and what the benefits they get and all of that, because most of these parents do not know what their student services should be, their services the student should be having. Um, just keeping them aware of that, helping them out, and always keeping them in the loop. I like to always call my parents, not just for the negative things they do, but for positive things, because a lot of times their whole lives they've been getting calls and on their child about all the bad stuff that he or she has been doing. But giving them that positive information will help build that relationship. On the video, what I saw is just one of the videos that I saw was the parent talking about the student having a kid with autism and how hard it is, and just you just think about it. They go to work all day, and then they get out of work and they come home to a student that's struggling, and it's not easy for them. So just understanding where they're coming from and helping them out as much as possible, and getting that positive um, input, and having a teacher involved can just help these parents out so much. And that's kind of what I try to do as a teacher. And I hope that this video helps you get helps prove that I the stuff that I've understood this week, and I look forward to learning more.